You open the game. You've been looking forward to this all day, maybe all week. You've been in class, at work, in some meeting that meant nothing, and the whole time, in the back of your mind, was that screen. That game, that escape. You sit down, you load it up, the menu comes on, and then nothing. You stare at it, you move the cursor around, you hover over continue, you think about what you were doing last time, what mission was next, what objective is waiting, and then you feel it. This dull, flat, empty feeling, like someone poured cement into your chest. And you close it. Maybe you open something else, switch to a different game, pull up YouTube, start scrolling TikTok, bounce from tab to tab to tab. And nothing lands, nothing clicks, nothing grabs you. You're not tired, you're not sick. You're surrounded by more entertainment than any generation in human history has ever had access to. And you feel absolutely nothing. That's not boredom. Boredom is what you feel when there's nothing to do. This is something else. This is numbness. And it didn't happen by accident. Let's talk about what actually broke. Let me explain this without talking to you like you're a textbook case. Your brain has a reward system. Think of it as an engine. And like any engine, it runs on fuel. That fuel is dopamine. Now, here's what most people don't understand. Dopamine isn't about pleasure. It's about anticipation. It's the chemical your brain releases when it expects a reward. It's what drives you towards something. It's the hunger before the meal. For most of human history, that system was calibrated to reality. You worked for food, dopamine spike. You hunted something, you built something, you solved something, dopamine spike. The reward was earned, and because it was earned, it meant something. Then we built a machine designed specifically to exploit that system. Infinite scroll, short-form content, notification pings, autoplay, loot boxes, reels that switch every 7 seconds because the algorithm figured out that's exactly how long before your attention drifts. Every single one of these things was engineered, not accidentally, but deliberately, to trigger microdopamine hits. Tiny little pops, fast, effortless, endless. What happens to an engine when you run it on cheap fuel, at full throttle, 24 hours a day? It burns out, the parts wear down, the system stops responding the way it should. That's what's happened to your reward receptors. The technical term is downregulation. When your brain is flooded with dopamine constantly, it doesn't get excited, it compensates, it reduces sensitivity. It pulls back the receptors to try to maintain balance. And now it takes more stimulus to feel the same thing you used to feel from less. You used to be able to sit down with a game for 6 hours and lose yourself completely. Now you can't finish a cutscene without pulling out your phone. You used to read a book and feel genuinely transported. Now, 3 paragraphs in, your brain starts screaming for something faster. This isn't weakness. This isn't a character flaw. This is engineering. Someone built this trap and you walked into it. Most of you didn't even know the door was closing behind you. But knowing that doesn't fix it. So let's go deeper. Let me take you back. You remember your first hard game? Maybe it was Dark Souls. Maybe it was an old Pokemon run where you were genuinely stuck. Maybe it was Minecraft before you knew what you were doing. Just dropped into a world with nothing and you had to figure it out. Remember how that felt? Hours deep. Dying over and over. Getting frustrated, almost quitting. And then, finally, you beat it. You broke through. And the rush that came with that wasn't just relief. It was meaning. Because you suffered for it. Because it cost you something. Time, focus, patience, repetition. The struggle was the point. Games used to understand this. Old RPGs didn't hold your hand. There was no objective marker floating above every quest. You had to read, explore, fail, try again. The map was hostile. The world didn't care about your feelings. And that friction, that resistance, that's where the satisfaction lived. Now look at what we've replaced it with. Battle passes that reward you for just logging in. Games that practically apologize for being difficult. Mechanics designed around engagement, not challenge. The explicit goal of modern game design is to remove the frustration so you keep spending, keep playing, keep returning. They took the mountain and replaced it with a moving walkway. And now, you've forgotten what it felt like to actually climb something. This isn't just about games. This is life. Young men today, your generation, many of you have never experienced the slow burn of real effort paying off. Because the world has optimized everything for speed, for convenience, for friction-free existence. You want to get in shape? There's a 30-day transformation program. Want to learn something? There's a 5-minute hack video. Want connection? There's an app. Want money? There's some guru selling you a 6-figure shortcut. And none of it works. Not because the methods are always wrong, but because your brain has been taught to expect the reward before it's earned it. You can't enjoy the harvest if you never sat in the field. That capacity to struggle, to stay with something hard and uncomfortable and slow until it breaks open, that's not just a skill. That's the foundation of a life that actually means something. And right now, for a lot of you, that foundation has a crack running straight through it. Now, I'm going to give you 3 steps. Not because I'm selling you a program, but because what I'm about to say is the actual work. And none of it is comfortable. Step 1. Starve the machine. You need to cut cheap dopamine. Not reduce, cut. That means no short-form content for 30 days, no TikTok, no Reels, no YouTube Shorts. And before you say that's extreme, that's exactly the point. Extreme is what broke you. Moderate fixes don't work on structural damage. You're not doing this because social media is evil. You're doing this because your brain needs to go through withdrawal, real withdrawal. The first week, you're going to feel restless, irritable, and genuinely bored in a way that feels almost painful. Good. That's your baseline resetting. That boredom, that itch, don't scratch it. Sit in it. Let it eat at you. Because on the other side of that discomfort is a brain that can actually focus again. Step 2. Reintroduce effort with no immediate payoff. Pick something hard, something that doesn't give you a reward in the first session or the first week. Something that requires you to be bad at it before you get good. A physical discipline, a craft, a skill, a game with no tutorial. The goal is not to become great at it. The goal is to rebuild your tolerance for the gap. That empty space between starting something and getting anything back from it. Most people can't sit in that gap anymore. They bail, they switch, they give up. Train yourself to stay. Do the hard thing badly for longer than feels worth it, with no guarantee it will ever feel worth it. That's where the muscle grows. Not the physical muscle, the mental one. The one that lets you endure. And endurance is everything. Step 3. Guard your attention like it's the only thing you own. Because it is. Your attention is the most valuable asset you have. It's more valuable than your time, because time without attention is just hours passing. Every platform, every app, Every notification is designed specifically to steal it, not borrow it, steal it, and hand it to an advertiser. So you have to become intentional, obsessively intentional. Before you open anything, a game, a video, a social app, ask yourself one question. Did I choose this, or was I led here? If you were led here, by an algorithm, by a notification, by boredom, close it. Only consume what you actively decided to consume. This sounds simple. It is not simple. It will require you to catch yourself 100 times a day. But over time, you stop being a passenger in your own attention. You start driving again. And when you drive, when you actually choose where your focus goes, everything changes. Work feels different. Games feel different. Conversations feel different. Because you're actually there, present, not half gone somewhere else waiting for the next hit. Here's the truth I want to leave you with. The world is not going to slow down. It's going to get faster, more addictive, more engineered. The algorithms will get smarter. The games will get more manipulative. The scroll will get more infinite. Nobody is coming to protect your attention for you. This is on you. And I'm not going to tell you that it's easy or that there's a version of this that doesn't cost you something. There isn't. The reset is uncomfortable. The withdrawal is real. The boredom will feel unbearable. But on the other side of it is something most people your age will never experience. A mind that can actually focus. A brain that finds meaning in effort. A life that feels earned. Not because you found a shortcut, but because you did the thing nobody else was willing to do. You chose the struggle. And that is the only path back to feeling anything real. If this hit differently, if you felt something watching this, subscribe to Mind and Craft. This channel exists for one reason, to help you build a mind that holds up under pressure. Not a mind that's been softened by convenience, but one that's been sharpened by intention. New videos every week. No fluff, no performance, just the work. Build something real.